Shifting focus now to South Africa. A daughter of former President Jacob Zuma is on trial for her alleged role in the deadly 2021 riots. Duduzile Zuma Sambudla faces charges of incitement of violence and terrorism. She denies all the charges. The 43-year-old arrived yesterday at a Durban court for the opening of her trial that has reignited memories of South Africa's most violent unrest in decades. Police sealed off the area outside the courthouse. The supporters gathered in defiance, rallying behind the Zuma family name once again. And inside the courtroom, former President Jacob Zuma himself took a front row seat in a show of support for his daughter. Duduzile Zuma, a senior member of her father's MK party, stood in the dock beside her lawyer. She pled not guilty to charges of inciting public violence and terrorism. The Zuma family also denied these charges, suggesting that by posting on social media during the 2021 unrest, Duduzile Zuma was simply exercising her freedom of speech. Her defence argues that the charges are politically motivated and that she's being punished for her family name. Listen in.
They are saying she incited the upheaval that happened. She incited that. This is the charge. And then they think that's not strong enough. Then they want to give it another label. They say there is terrorism and all of that. This is the charge that she's facing. A very serious crime, which she didn't commit. She was just sitting there and then just exercising freedom of speech on something that has already happened. And for some reason, she's now being made as the source of why it happened. And yet she commented after the fact.
These allegations trace back to July of 2021, when South Africa spiralled into chaos following Jacob Zuma's jailing for contempt of court. What began as protests over his arrest quickly exploded into riots in several parts of South Africa. Aerial footage from Durban at the time showed warehouses ablaze, smoke pouring into the skyline as mobs looted and torched supply depots. Truck yards burned, roads were blocked, and entire business districts were gutted. Over 350 people were killed in the violence, and the financial damage topped 50 billion rand, or nearly $3 billion. For many South Africans, the week-long unrest exposed the country's vast inequality, unemployment, and anger towards the political elite. Back in court, prosecutors argued that Duduzile Zuma's social media posts during the peak of the unrest directly encouraged violence and looting. They alleged she weaponized her online following to inflame tensions after her father's arrest. But her legal team insists her social media posts were political commentary and not incitement. The courtroom scenes have revived political undercurrents from South Africa's last election, when Zuma's breakaway MK party cut deeply into votes of President Cyril Ramaphosa's African National Congress. The current trial is scheduled to run until November the 21st, with the world watching how the justice system handles one of its most politically charged cases since the end of apartheid.
Want the facts?
The latest developments?
News that gets straight to the point.
Well, we've got all three just for you. This is Firstpost Live, a brand new show, your window into what really matters.
Don't miss it.